comfortable on our mat today. Rocking back and forth just to find your sits bones. And once you've found them, then setting your shoulders up to your ears, letting them roll down your back, sitting up nice and tall. Just take a moment with your eyes closed. Do a little scan, checking in to see how you're feeling, how your body's doing today. Each day is a new day. Then we'll just drop our chin to our chest, letting the back of the neck stretch out. And we'll slowly take our nose into a nice big circle. See if there's any tender spots in your neck. Being gentle with those areas. And then let's take it in the other direction. Nice, slow circle. And coming back to center, let's bring our fingers to the floor, just feeling the mat, feeling the earth, feeling ourselves getting more grounded, hopefully. Then we'll reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. Let's come over towards the right, nice big stretch. Taking a few moments, breathing into that space. And then we'll come back to center and let's reach the other arm up and over. Nice big stretch. And then coming back to center, let's bring both hands on the knees. We're going to come into a nice big circle. So coming forward and then going back. And as you move forward, we're going to be inhaling. And as you move back, you'll be exhaling. Moving with your breath, seeing how those hips, how your back feels. And then we'll take it in the other direction. Noticing if there's any differences, any changes as you move this way. Good. Coming back to center, let's cross the other leg on top or in front. And then we're going to slide the fingers down in front of us, letting our head relax down. Taking a breath all the way up the back body. And just letting go. And then slowly making your way back up. Let's come on to our hands and knees. Getting ourselves in our table position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips, fingers wide. We'll start with our cat-cow. So as you exhale, rounding your back into a nice black cat. And inhale, coming into a sway back cow. So just moving at your own pace, back and forth, maybe closing your eyes here so you can sense how it feels for you. Beautiful. Coming back to a table position, leaving your hips where they are. Let's walk our hands over towards the right. Just taking a look over that right shoulder. And then coming back to center. And we'll take it to the other side. Looking over the left shoulder. And then coming back to center again. We're going to take the right leg out and toes on the mat and just give the calves a moment to stretch. So just rocking back and forth on your toes. Beautiful. Let's lift that leg up parallel to the floor. And as you exhale, bringing the knee to the nose. Inhale, stretching it back out. We'll do 2 more like that, bringing it in and stretching it out. And last one. Beautiful. Let's take that foot over to the left side of our mat and just looking over your left shoulder. Breathing into the right side. And then we'll bring that knee back down. Let's do the other side. Left toes come back out towards the mat and gently pumping your heel. Waking up the calves, toes. And then lifting that leg up parallel to the floor. Let's bring the knee into the nose and stretch it back out. So as you move in, you're exhaling. As you stretch it out, you're inhaling. One more. Beautiful. Let's take those toes over to the right, looking over your right shoulder. And then bringing that knee back in. We're going to curl the toes under, coming into a downward facing dog. Just walking one heel out at a time. And then bringing both heels down towards the floor, hips up towards the ceiling. Taking a few moments just to settle here. And then we'll bring the feet up to meet the hands. Maybe bending your knees a little bit and hanging out over your hips. See if you can straighten out your legs while you're here. Letting your head hang down, your arms relax towards the floor. If your back is tender, you can keep your knees bent. Always listening to your body, doing what feels right for you. And then we'll bend the knees and slowly roll ourselves all the way up to stand, letting the shoulders roll down your back. Standing in mountain pose, so getting those feet hip width apart, maybe rocking forward and back until you settle in. Shoulders above hips, ears above shoulders. Just noticing how you're feeling. On your next inhale, let's reach the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, we're going to fold nice and slowly over the hips, bringing your hands back to the mat. Taking a few breaths here. And then we'll take the right leg, stretch it back, bringing the knee down to the ground, sinking into those hips. Maybe taking your fingers and walking them back and straightening out that left leg, bringing your nose to your knee. And then walking your hands forward. Let's curl the back toe, lifting that knee off the mat. And then we'll rock forward again, folding back over our hips. And this time taking the left leg back, bringing that knee to the ground, sinking in on this side. Maybe walking your fingers back and straightening out that right leg, bringing your nose to your knee. And then coming forward, let's curl the toes under, bringing that right foot back to meet the left, coming into our plank pose. So if it's too intense for you here, you can always bring your knees to the mat. But just take a moment if you can. Feeling nice and strong, wrists under shoulders, heels pushing back, belly button pulled in. And then we'll bring the knees down and rest in child's pose, getting your hips down to your heels. Taking a breath. And then on your next exhale, let's round back into that black cat. And inhale back to a neutral spine. We're going to curl the toes, coming into our downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. Let's lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to bring that right foot in between our hands. You might want to help it out with your hands, sinking into the hips. And then we'll rock that left foot forward, folding over your hips. And in order to protect your lower back, imagine you're squeezing a block in between your thighs. We're going to squeeze those thighs together, reaching the arms all the way up. And then bringing them back down to our heart. Taking a moment, eyes closed, settling here. Feeling your heart beating. And on your next inhale, let's reach back up. And exhale, folding down. Beautiful. We're going to take both feet back into our plank pose again. Getting yourself nicely set up, taking a few moments. And then bring your knees down to the mat and taking a rest in child's pose. On your next exhale, round back into that black cat. And coming back to neutral, curling the toes. Let's lift the hips into our downward facing dog. And this time we'll lift the left foot up towards the ceiling and bringing that left knee in between your hands, setting your foot there into your high lunge. And then we'll rock the back foot forward, folding over the hips, squeezing those thighs. Let's reach all the way back up to the ceiling and bringing your hands back to your heart. Settling here for a few breaths. And as you inhale, we'll reach up one more time and exhale, folding over your hips. This time as you inhale, let's come halfway up and exhale, fold. Taking both legs back behind you again, back into our plank. And then letting yourself come all the way down to the mat, bending your elbows, flattening out your feet. You're going to come into a little baby cobra, lifting your head up and then lowering it back down. Lifting it up and back down. And once more, lifting it up. And this time, seeing if you can bring your hands off of the mat. Taking a breath or two here. And then lowering back down. Let's push back into our child's pose. Taking a well-deserved rest here. Then we'll come back onto our sits bones, swinging those legs around in front of us. Sitting up nice and tall. If your back is tender, you can bend your knees. We're going to reach all the way up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, folding down towards your toes. And then inhale, reach it up. And exhale, lower. Let's do 3 more like that, just moving with your breath. Nice and steady, flowing. And on your last one, just hanging out wherever your hands are. Breathing here. And then we'll slowly roll ourselves back up, letting those shoulders roll down your back. Let's bend the right knee, bringing it in. We're going to cross it over, sitting up nice and tall. Wrapping the left arm around. Let's take the right arm behind us, coming into a little twist. Sitting up nice and tall. Taking a few breaths here. And then we'll slowly unwind. Let's do the other side, stretching that right leg out. Bring the left leg in and cross it over, sitting up nice and tall, taking the right arm around and left arm behind. Taking a few moments just to get that nice twist in. And then slowly unwind. Let's bring our feet together. Letting the knees rest out. Maybe take a moment to warm up your toes. Give your feet a little massage. And then wrapping your hands around your toes, we're going to fold forward. Taking a few moments. And then slowly coming back up, let's bring the knees together. And we're going to come into a little boat pose. So if you want, if your tailbone feels okay, you can take your feet off the mat, finding your balance here, pulling your belly button in towards your spine. If that feels good, you want to go a little bit deeper today, you can bring your shins parallel to the mat. Maybe bring your arms out. Little boat here. And if you're feeling really strong today and you want to push yourself, you can always come into a little canoe and then back into your boat. Maybe do a couple of those. Keep the breath going. You got it. And then bringing your feet in. Let's wrap our arms around, bringing our head down, taking a moment to relax. Nice. And we'll come up and let's lay all the way down onto the floor. Having your knees bent, setting your heels up underneath your knees, maybe grazing the back of your ankles with your fingers. Arms resting down by your sides. Connecting back with your breath. And on your next inhale, we're going to push into the heels, lift the hips and the arms overhead. And then exhale, bringing them back down. Let's do 3 more like that. Moving with your breath, lifting up. And exhale, back down. And last one, settling back down on the mat. Bringing the right knee into your chest, stretching the left leg out, maybe pointing, flexing your feet. Or maybe even taking your ankles into circles one way and then the other. And then resting your left leg on the floor, we're going to take hold of the right knee with our left hand. You can take your right arm out into a T shape and then slowly bringing yourself over. And you don't want to go too far. You want to keep your shoulder resting on the mat. So just using this left hand as weight to allow that knee to get closer to the floor. You can take your head looking to the right, breathing all the way down the length of your spine and just noticing with each exhalation how maybe you get a little bit deeper into this twist. And then we'll slowly take that leg, keeping it bent and allowing it to just float over to the right, coming into a lying tree pose, placing your hands onto your stomach. Maybe while you're here, you could give your internal organs a little massage, starting at the top left rib cage and just massaging down to your left hip bone and then going across over to the right and back up to the right rib cage, just noticing if there's any lumps or bumps, anything that needs to be moving along for you today, helping it. And then we'll bring that right leg back up. Let's switch sides. So bring the left knee in, right leg out. Maybe giving your ankles another little stretch and roll one way and then the other. And when you're ready, you can take hold of the left knee with your right hand. Left arm stretches out. Slowly coming into this twist, making sure that your left shoulder is resting on the mat. Breathing all the way down the length of your spine, letting go. And then letting your left leg float over to the left. Bringing your hands back onto your belly. Breathing all the way down into your hands. Beautiful. Let's stretch that left leg out, coming into corpse pose. Palms of your hands facing upward, taking up lots of space on your mat. Closing your eyes. Feeling the loving embrace of the mat, the floor, and Mother Earth. And then bringing your knees into your chest, just rocking back and forth. And then rolling to your side, let's come all the way back up to sitting. Sitting up nice and tall. Bringing your hands together at your heart center. Let's all take a collective breath in and out. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. May you all have a wonderful day. Namaste.